Hey everyone, and welcome. Get ready because today we're taking a trip to the very edge of what we think we know. We're going to dive into some of the most unbelievable, reality-bending, and just, well, truly mind-blowing facts about our universe. So, let's get started.
First up, I've got to ask you something. Just think about every sci-fi movie you've ever seen, right? You've got the huge space battles, starships roaring past the screen. What do you think all of that actually sounds like? Out there in that vast, black emptiness.
Well, the real answer might be a little unsettling. It sounds like nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. Just a deep, profound, total silence.
But why? Why is it so quiet out there? I mean, this isn't just the lack of things making noise. It's baked into the very physics of space itself.
See, it all comes down to one simple word: vacuum. Space is a near-perfect vacuum. Sound waves, they need something to travel through, like air or water. They're just vibrations. But in space, there's nothing, or, well, not enough particles to carry those vibrations. So all those epic movie explosions, yeah, they'd happen in complete and utter silence. Kind of creepy when you think about it. Now, you don't have to go light years away to find stuff that just breaks your brain. Some of the weirdest things you could imagine are happening right here in our own cosmic backyard, our solar system. Let's talk about our next-door neighbor, Venus. This planet has a seriously bizarre relationship with time. It spins so unbelievably slowly that one single day on Venus lasts for 243 of our Earth days. Okay, but here's the kicker. It only takes 225 Earth days for it to go all the way around the Sun. Yep, you heard that right. A day on Venus is actually longer than its year.
Okay, let's do a little thought experiment. This is a fun one. Imagine you had a bathtub big enough to hold an entire planet. I know, just go with it. Which planet from our solar system would do something totally unexpected? The answer is Saturn. It's crazy, right? Even though it's this enormous gas giant, the second biggest planet we've got, its average density is actually less than water. So if you really could pull off this impossible experiment, the mighty ringed planet would just float.
All right, let's push the limits even further. We're going from just plain weird to the absolute extremes. The kind of objects in the universe that play by a completely different set of rules, ones that just shatter our day-to-day sense of reality. First on our list, neutron stars. So when a star way bigger than our sun reaches the end of its life, it goes out in this spectacular explosion called a supernova. What can be left behind is one of these, the collapsed core, crushed down into something that is just unbelievably dense. To even try to wrap our heads around what unbelievably dense really means, let's bring it down to a familiar scale. Forget the whole star. Just picture a single, normal teaspoon. Now, what if you could just scoop up a little spoonful of that neutron star stuff? What do you think it would weigh? A single teaspoon would weigh 1 billion tons. Let that sink in. That's like taking 100,000 elephants and squishing them down into something the size of a sugar cube. It's a number, a density that's almost impossible to really comprehend. But the cosmic extremes aren't just about weight and density. Oh no! The most massive things out there can affect the very fabric of the universe, and that includes time itself. So just like Einstein predicted, a black hole's gravity is so immense, so powerful, that it literally warps and bends space-time around it. What that means is, if you were to get close to a black hole, time for you would actually tick by slower than it would for someone watching you from far away. Gravity can literally slow down time. It's wild. You know, after all that talk about silent space and time-bending black holes, let's just bring it back home for a second. Because it turns out our little blue planet is hiding a pretty astronomical secret of its own.
Just take a look at this. Scientists figure there are at most maybe 400 billion stars in our galaxy, the Milky Way. That sounds like a huge number, right? But now look at Earth. We have an estimated 3 trillion trees. That means there are more than 7 times as many trees on our one planet as there are stars in our entire galaxy. Isn't that incredible?
Okay, for our last fact, we're flipping the script. We're going from the tiny and super dense to the biggest, most mind-bogglingly huge thing astronomers have ever found. And you'll never guess what it is. It's not a star. It's not a galaxy cluster. It's water. A gigantic cloud of water vapor just floating out there in the deepest reaches of space, billions of light years away. And when I say gigantic, I mean the scale is almost meaningless. This one cloud holds 140 trillion times more water than all of our planet's oceans put together. That's a number so big it's hard to even process. And this massive reservoir isn't just floating around aimlessly, it's actually surrounding a super bright object called a quasar, which is basically the supermassive black hole at the heart of a very young galaxy. It just goes to show you that water, the stuff of life, is out there on a scale we never could have imagined.
So, from the perfect silence of deep space to literal oceans of water floating between galaxies, the universe is just so much weirder and so much more amazing than we could ever dream up. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other incredible secrets are just out there waiting for us to find them?